Train. Extreme conditions testing. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable heating and cooling.
Hello and welcome back to Exigent Sports. I'm your host, Coach DJ Pendergrass, and you're in for a good one. I told you we'll keep this show star-studded, so if you're watching right now, now is the time that you should share. Make someone aware. Make sure you share. We have a great show going on. I have a great young man here, Steve Winfrey. I guess I can call you young man.
I'm only a few years younger than you, so yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a great young man, but guys, be expecting a great show here. Bolo Player of the Week, Lily Wright, amazing young lady. Top 5 highlights are always the best here at Exigent Sports. And remember, if you want to have your kid noticed, if you want the notoriety, if you want to make top 5 highlights, make sure that you send me those highlights. Send me those clips. I want to highlight your child. I can't get everybody here on the show on set, but what I can do is make a way for your child to be on here in top 5 highlights. So make sure you get on that. Committed Player of the Week just signed. Vashawn Knowles is in the building. It's going to be a great. And as you know, Steve Winfrey right here. We have Steve Winfrey. He's excited to be here. I'm excited for him to be here. That is a major story that everyone is going to get a great thrill out of. And we also have hip-hop enthusiasts. I mean, this guy changed the game. Parlay. Now Coach Parlay, who coaches 7 vs 7, and his son, the fastest kid in the country, 2020 class of 2025, the fastest kid in the country. We have him coming on the show as well. So we're excited about that. So like I said, make someone aware. Please share. I promise you we'll keep it star-studded. It is not about me. It is about getting your child and those parents the information that they need so they can make it to the next level as a collegiate athlete. So we're going to get the show started now. Parlay, we're going to get him on the line here. And let's see. Is Parlay on the line here? He is ready. So we have Parlay on the line. And his son, Maurice Gleaton Jr., a.k.a. Little Lay. We're going to get him on here, and we're going to talk a little bit of football and what he's done, Maurice has done, to get himself to be the fastest kid in the world and the steps that his dad took to help him get there. Let's see if we can get him on the line here.
That guy told you who showed you.
Parlay.
Yo.
What's going on, brother? Coach DJ, how you doing?
What's going on, DJ?
Man, tell me something slick so I can slide.
Hey, man, put some water on the slip and slide.
There it is. Hey, was you able to get a little light with you?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up, Maurice? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. What about you?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Thank you so much for taking the time to join Exigent Sports. It means a lot to me, man. I've been following you for many, many years. Your dad and I back and forth because you've been in football, and my son is around the same age. So, at least once a year, your dad and I touch base to talk a little bit about some sports, man. So, excited to have you on, man. So, Lil Lay, let me ask you, man, how old are you?
I'm 17.
What grade you in?
11th grade.
What school you attend?
I go to Langston Hughes High School right now.
Langston Hughes. So now the word is, class of 2025, you are the fastest man in the country. Is that true?
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah, it is true, man. So what did it take for you to get to that step? Like, what do you do to prepare yourself and get your body ready to, just perform at a high level?
I say hard work and dedication, and I give some credit to my teammates last year. They used to push me in practice and in the meets a lot. So
absolutely. What all sports do you play?
Just football and track.
football and track. How long have you been running track?
I ran when I was little. I don't remember what year, and I started back in 10th grade.
Okay. And then what inspired you to start running track?
I've always been fast, so after football in 9th grade, I had just went out there to track.
Now, I know you played a lot of 7-verse-7. How important is 7-verse-7 prepare you for football and for colleges to look at you?
What you say again?
How important is it for 7-verse-7 to prepare you for football and for colleges to look at you?
How important is 707 to developing of your skill set? How coaches look at it?
Some coaches like it, some coaches don't. But for me, I say it helped me read defenses a lot. It helped me read defenses better, like to translate into tackle football. And it helped me build my confidence.
Absolutely. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you got a few offers. One recently from Mississippi State. I think you got one from Georgia. Is that for football?
Yeah, I got one for Georgia from football and track.
Oh, wow. So how many offers do you have right now, Lay?
I have 9 in football, and I have 6 in track.
Wow. Give us some of those names of those colleges.
I have Georgia for football, Georgia Tech for football, UConn for football, UAB for football, Georgia for track, Texas for track, Florida State for track, LSU for track, Mississippi State for track.
Got Toledo.
Got Toledo football.
Got Western Michigan today.
And Marshall and TCU track.
Man, congratulations, man, on all those offers. Man, that's awesome, man. Wow. That's huge. That's huge. So if you had to pick one today, go ahead and tell me where you going, like.
Out of my offers right now, or like any school?
Yeah. Well, what's your dream school?
I only got one.
Okay. So out of the offers right now, if you had to choose one, what's more impressive to you?
If I had to choose for my offer right now, I'd go to Georgia.
Then are you more interested in playing football or running track in college, or both?
I said both, but more on the football side.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's awesome. So one thing is huge is keeping those grades up. And, you know, because the coach is looking at that GPA. Everybody great, you know, once you get to a certain level. And so how do you separate yourself in the classroom?
I say I got to focus. I got to focus a lot in school. I ain't really a school type of person, but when I do go to school, I do what I got to do to get my grades and stuff.
Yeah, that's important, man. That's important. It'll carry you far as you want to go, man. Now, do you have any aspirations after the collegiate level to, you know, be a professional or maybe go to the Olympics in track?
No, I had a thought about it, but I won't play NFL.
Okay, no doubt. So this is what I always tell youngsters that come on the show. I've met people who work in the NFL, and they told me that there's so many different jobs at a professional level under one roof. There's lawyers, there's architects, there's coaches, you know, there's trainers, there's people that go out and scout. Like there's so many different levels to be at the professional level. So I always remember, if anything was to happen, right, that and your ambitions are to make it as a professional, that is not over, because you can still rub elbows and do the same thing with those guys at a professional level, even if it's not a player, all right?
Yeah.
Coach Parlay.
Yo.
What's going on, brother?
Man, I'm great, man. Get prepared for our first tournament this weekend.
Now, you just got back from Germany, right?
Yep, last week.
Is that the first time? Was that your first time in Germany?
My 6th time.
6th time. Now, how'd that go? How'd that go out there in Germany?
They love us. I'll be back again. I'll be back again in 2 months.
That's awesome. That's what's up. Now, you said you preparing for a game this week. You still coaching 7vs7?
Yep. Huncho League program ran by me and Quavo. This weekend will be our first tournament of 2024 season.
Okay, where that's going to be held at?
It'll be here in Atlanta.
Okay. Make sure you send me that info now. And I know this weekend my guys will be local in Clinton, but I think the following weekend we'll be in Myrtle Beach. Y'all got you going to that? Huncho Elite going to that?
No, we ain't going to Myrtle Beach next weekend. We'll just be here. We off next weekend. The following weekend we'll be here in Atlanta again. Then we're going to Panama City.
Well, man, make sure you send me that info, man. And Coach Rock, Corey Benjamin, he got my son right now coaching, and I know they're trying to get out there. And for us, 7vs7 is huge for our players to get looked at, especially in a small, area where we are. So we use 7vs7 as a big lift for us to get our names out there so the coaches can see us. Man, how do you feel about 7vs7 and where it can take a young man that's interested in playing collegiate ball?
I think skill-wise, if you're a skilled player, I think you should be playing 7on7, despite whoever like it or whoever don't like it. Because if you want to make it to the next level, it's about how many reps you got to chain up under your belt. Without getting put in a situation, you can't understand what you're going to do or how you're going to react in a certain situation. And 7on7 put kids in a lot of situations to understand how they're going to react and how to build, and it's not a knock or a negative on them. When tackle football season comes and you lose a touchdown, you get beat for a touchdown, and you let 4 or 5 kids catch passes on you, then that's going to affect your stock. That's going to affect your college offers. Whereas 7on7, you can get beat 10 times. It's not going to affect you. Only thing it's going to do is teach you how to be better and how to raise your skill level.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that, man. I appreciate that. A lot of kids need to hear that. And, just past weekend, my son been a lockdown corner for many, many years. And we played some guys from Atlanta this past weekend. They came in town at Anderson County High School. And I know my son got beat 2 or 3 times, and that's just something I don't often see. So I'm glad you said that, because I know that'll inspire people like my son and many other kids that's out there playing 7vs7, trying to get their skills up, trying to prepare for the next level so they can have eyes on them. Now, before we get off here, Parlay, how long you been coaching 7vs7?
I've been coaching 7on7 for 8 years now.
8 years. And that's always been with Huncho Elite?
No, when I first started doing 7on7, the name of my program was Peachtree Elite. I had Peachtree Elite for 6 years. I had Peachtree Elite for 5, 6 years before me and Quavo got together and decided to merge our program. Down here in 7on7, when we first started doing it, 7on7 wasn't popular at all, really.
Right.
Unless you played in Florida, Texas, or California.
Right.
Actually, being honest. And when I first started, all my kids was 8 and 9, turning 9 and 10. And here in Atlanta, especially in Georgia, back then, if anybody been following football for a long time, Georgia has always been a power football state, meaning that we're just going to power the football down your throat. Just going to run down your throat.
Right.
You're going to have to stop it. So, passing wasn't ever a thing. So when we first started doing 7on7, we was kind of frowned upon. Like, that's soft. It don't translate to tackle football. It doesn't matter. But I also understood that the game was changing. I seen that running backs wasn't getting paid no more.
Yeah.
You start seeing less linebackers. So now your outside linebackers wasn't outside linebackers no more. Now they're called pass rushers.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
The safeties are now the new linebackers. The safeties, if you're not fast enough to cover, or you're not a good cover, 9 times out of 10, if you're a good tackler, they're going to put you at linebacker. So I seen these things 8 years ago. And when they started doing it, we just made it fun. My first team had, which is now the #1 player in the nation, Julian Lewis, Juju. I was his first 7on7 coach. My son was on that team. I have a few more outstanding kids who also played on the team. I had probably the number one DB in Georgia, named Jonte Gilbert. He played with us. So, like, all of my kids are, like, 4 or 5 stars now, or they're at the top of their class in what they do. So, you know, it's been a journey.
Man, that's awesome, man. And shout out to you for the vision, man. I remember starting Tennessee J's flag football a long time ago, and exactly what you said, oh, that's soft. That ain't going to translate to real football. But, you know, as we see today, 7-versus-7 flag football is taking off. They're even doing flag football on the Pro Bowl now, right? So it's taking off, and it's having a big impact. Parlay, man, Lil Lay, Lil Lay, man, keep grinding, man. Keep those grades where you need to, man. The next level is ready for you. Just take off and do your thing. Stay focused. There's nothing too big for you. Make sure you reach for the moon, because even if you fall short, you'll still be amongst the stars. You hear me?
Yep.
All right, Parlay, man. I appreciate that, brother. I got to take a quick commercial break, but as soon as we get back, we're going to get with Steve Winfrey. Parlay, thank you so much for taking this call, brother. I'll be in touch, and we'll link up and get together on some 7-versus-7 for sure.
For sure. I appreciate it.
All right. Right here at Exigent Sports, Parlay and Lil Lay joined Exigent Sports. How about that? That is awesome. That is amazing. That's pretty amazing.
That was something.
That's pretty cool. Guys, I got to take a quick commercial break. You got Steve Winfrey here. We got a big story to tell.
Chancellor Jamie Brooks has been practicing law in Anderson County for over 30 years. He knows our community, our people, and our values. He's a conservative with the experience and temperament you want in a judge. He listens courteously, considers thoughtfully, and upholds the law. That is why Governor Bill Lee appointed him to the bench. The Republican primary is March 5th. Let's keep Jamie Brooks as our Republican chancellor in Anderson County.
Commercial Metals Company is still a locally operated company that's serving the people of East Tennessee with convenient hours of operation. Commercial Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing is too big or too small. Still have that old clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Commercial Metals are specialists in commercial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Commercial Metals encourages you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. Member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Commercial Metals Company. Turn that scrap into cash.
At Ferris, we want you to get the most out of your time and end each day feeling good. That's why we pioneered exclusive lawnmower suspension technology, allowing for full-speed mowing, even over the roughest terrain. Grow your business by getting more done in less time with Ferris. Ferris. Work hard, feel good. Found exclusively at independent Ferris dealers.
Daniel Forrester has been trusted by Anderson County families for nearly 2 decades. Daniel has appeared in Anderson County Chancery, Circuit, Sessions, and Juvenile Court thousands of times over the past decade. A Rule 31 mediator, Daniel has been trusted to mediate hundreds of cases across Anderson County. A community leader, Daniel has worked closely with local officials to make Anderson County a better place. A conservative and dedicated husband and father, Daniel's faith has shaped his character and integrity. On March 5th, vote Daniel Forrester for Anderson County Chancellor.
Welcome back. As you've seen, a future Oak Ridge legend, Steve Winfrey. You see that. You seen it right on the screen. Steve Winfrey, thank you for joining the Exigent Sports.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we've talked back and forth. Big story. Big story to tell. But what we do here at Exigent Sports is we make sure that we tell the audience what it takes, or what you did in high school and what it takes to make it to the collegiate level.
Yeah.
Right? We know there was a hump in the road with you, right? But let's just go back to high school days, man. Who was your coach at Oak Ridge High School?
So I attended Oak Ridge High School from the years 1999 until 2003. I had Coach Chuck Carringer for my freshman, sophomore, and junior years.
Yes.
And then my senior year, Coach Ricky Norris came in, and we had a blast my senior year.
Yeah, no doubt. Ricky Norris is the man.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of the coolest coaches out there, man. He's one of the coolest coaches. So what work ethic did you have in high school?
My work ethic in high school, you look back, it could always have done a little bit more. You feel like you could have done it a little bit better. But it was a 365 days a year type of job. for me. Basketball was all I played. We would go straight from fall training into the season. You go from the season to spring training, and then you have your summer camps. So it was year-round. And when we weren't doing something organized, I was either outside on my driveway shooting hoops, practicing free throws, practicing my moves, or I would come down to the gym because they would have the B gym, was what they called it back in the day. B gym. We would come down to B gym, and we would shoot on our days off, because the only way I was going to make it to that next level is by continuing to better myself.
Absolutely.
The day that you wake up and say, I feel like I've done all I can do, is the day you might as well hang it up.
Absolutely.
And that day should not come when you're in high school.
Absolutely. So B gym was the first gym that I got my dunk in.
Nice.
The only dunk that I ever got. Nice. And it was a toilet bowl dunk, but it went in. And I claimed that, and rest in peace Shannon Williams, but he seen it. And I want to say Adrian Porter was there. He may have seen it too. So I have proof. I have proof that I did do that. My buddy Jermaine Blair gives me HE double hockey sticks all the time about how I couldn't dunk. I missed probably about 1,000 dunks, but I didn't mind to go up on anybody that was under the rim. I knew I was going to miss, but I knew I was going to get a ooh.
Ooh, that's right.
So did you play any AAU ball?
I did. I started playing AAU when I was in the 5th grade. So I started playing travel ball at a very young age.
Right.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know, when I look back at AAU and the amount of work and effort that goes into that, we were playing 3, 4, 5 games a day.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes.
And, you know, now I'm 38 years old, I have a hard time waking up in the morning without pulling my back. And I think, how did I do that?
When you're young, you got it, man. You better take advantage of it and hold it while you have it. So AAU, for me, I didn't get to play. Carringer cut me. Okay. Right. Actually, I made the team my freshman year, and I had all bad grades. And he told Coach Phil Howard to tell me that I was off the team. Right. The next year I went out, I didn't make it. My junior year I went out, I didn't make it. Actually, the next year I didn't even get to try out because I had gotten in trouble. Right. I was a knucklehead. Right. Junior year I got to try out, I didn't make it. I knew I was good enough. Right. Yeah. But they always say, you know, what you leave embedded in someone's head, the first impression is a lasting impression, and Carringer didn't forget that, right? My senior year, I got Kenny Herron. I said, man, take me to his office and let him know that we're buddies, because Kenny was a great guy.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Yeah, Kenny was a great guy, and I was like, you know, let him know. So Carringer gave me a packet and said, this is what you need to work on. When I left, I was excited because I felt like I had a chance. Yeah. My buddy Nick Conley and I came to practice tryouts our senior year, and I had to go up against Adrian Porter. He had to go up against Austin Lane.
Oh, wow.
Let's just say he had a better tryout against Austin Lane than I did against Adrian Porter.
Oh, yeah.
And there was already so many guards, right? Sure. And the deal was, you know, only one of us can make it, and whoever made it could not miss one day of summer practice or we're off the team. Wow. I didn't make it, unfortunately, but it was, you know, I still got a chance to play or be invited to college. I was actually recruited by Walter State because I played AAU basketball.
Wow.
Okay. Made the team.
Yeah.
And they said, you know, you're on the team, but we don't have a scholarship for you.
Sure.
You know, so whatever it takes for you to get here, get there. I decided to go the video production route, and here I am now. So, yeah. So do you feel like AAU did you get recruited in high school or AAU?
AAU is where I was seen the most. I feel like back when I was playing AAU, especially in the early 2000s, you were starting to see that shift where players were starting to get recruited more through AAU and in the summer than they were during the school year.
Right.
And I may be wrong. I've been out of the game for a little bit, but I kind of feel like there was that shift where players focused more on what they were doing in the summer, who they were playing with, where they were traveling to try to get seen, more than they were the high school route.
Right.
But a lot of mine came from AAU. I know a few of the colleges saw us because we would play in Christmas tournaments when I was at Oak Ridge. Any opportunity we had to travel out of state was a great opportunity to be seen.
Absolutely.
And some of the times I took advantage of it, and other opportunities I may not have had as good of a game as I wanted and never heard back, but that's all part of the process.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So moving forward, you finally started getting some offers. Who did you decide to go with?
I remember it was on my birthday. I decided to go up the road to Maryville College.
Okay.
The reason I wanted to go to Maryville College was they had a winning tradition.
Mm-hmm.
They have a Hall of Fame caliber coach and
Yeah.
Coach Randy Lambert.
Okay.
And I wanted to stay somewhat close to home
Right.
at the time. And it just seemed like the best fit. So I was extremely excited to make that phone call, to make that commitment, because that was a dream come true. I mean, that's the reason you lace them up. That's the reason you go out and practice. That's why you go out and shoot free throws by yourself. It's because that one day you hope to play for that NCAA logo, whether it's
Right.
Division 3, 2, 1,
That's right.
whatever level it may be.
That's right.
It's something to be proud of.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tell us what happened.
So I got to Maryville,
Mm-hmm.
and it was my first semester, so fall semester of 2003. And I started having some issues on the court during fall conditioning. I noticed I couldn't catch my breath. I was having a hard time breathing and things like that. So I kind of chalked it up to just not being as good a shape as I needed to be. What happened was, it was about 3 weeks before our first game. We had a preseason physical where all the players had to show up at the gym. We went from station to station, whether it was blood pressure, stretching, whatever it may have been. And the very last station for me was blood pressure. I mean, that's the easiest test to pass.
Right.
They put the thing around your arm, they blow it up, you go on your way.
Right.
Did not happen for me like that. So I'm sitting on the table, they take my blood pressure, and the lady who did my blood pressure kept looking at it funny. And she goes, I'm going to take this again. I'm going to take this again. So after the third time, she said, your blood pressure is like 180 over 130, which normal is 120 over 70 to 80.
Yeah.
And she said, do you feel all right? Are you feeling lightheaded? Are you feeling a certain way? And I said, no, ma'am. I was like, I feel fine. And she said, well, let's check it again. 3 different times it came back like that.
Wow.
So they told me I had to go see my doctor, get some blood work done just to make sure I wasn't nervous or something else might have been going on.
Right, right.
So I did that. I came back to Oak Ridge, came to see my doctor. They did blood work. A couple days later, I get a phone call. I'm on campus. It's right before practice. And I'm told I need to go see a doctor called a nephrologist. I had no idea what that was.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I was 18. All I cared about was getting this over with, getting back to the court, getting back to school, and carrying on with my life.
Right.
So I go to this doctor called a nephrologist. A nephrologist is a kidney doctor.
Okay.
The doctor walks in, does not hesitate, looks me in the eyes and said, son, I'm sorry, but you have kidney failure. You have less than 50% kidney function, and you've probably been born with this. And we'll have to decide on your future in the next few days. And that's exactly what happened. It was the night of Midnight Madness. You know, the whole town comes out at midnight. You scrimmage, you do games, you have fun with the community. Coach Lambert pulls me into his office, and I'm in my gear. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to run out. I'm ready to play. And he says, Steve, I'm sorry. The doctor called, and we talked, and we can't let you play. Your career's over. And so just like that, it was over.
Wow.
We did not see that coming.
Wow.
They did not want to take a chance on me having heart issues on the court. Because when you have blood pressure that high, you could collapse at any moment.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow. But that wasn't the end of the story for you.
No.
You went on and you tried out for the Lady Vols practice team.
I did.
How'd that go?
I did. I
and
knew
who was the coach?
Coach Pat Summit was there. This was in 2005. So I knew I didn't want to stay at Maryville because it's a smaller school. If I couldn't play ball, I didn't want to be around.
Right.
So I transferred to UT, and after a semester of not playing ball, I couldn't take it. I mean, that's what I'd known my whole life. I wanted to get back on the court somehow and play and be involved with sports and basketball. So a buddy of mine said, did you know that you can try out to be a malpractice player for the Lady Vols? Never heard of it before. They said, a team of guys comes out. A lot of times it's a team made up of guys who played college for a little bit, and they transfer to UT, and they still want to keep playing. Mm-hmm. So I remember this. I put on the nicest clothes I had. I walked over to Thompson Bowling Arena, and I met with Danielle Donahue. At the time, she was the director of B-Ops for the Lady Vols, and I told her my story.
Right.
And she said, well, yeah, come on out, try out, we'll see what happens, and kind of go from there. Because they were concerned, too, about my health. So I went and I tried out. And I remember when we were just shooting around, getting ready for the tryouts, I hadn't seen Coach Summit yet. And all of a sudden, here comes Coach Summit out of the tunnel. And I'm telling you, to this day, I've never seen a room just tighten up.
Yes.
And just, I mean, everybody went stark.
10 hook?
Yeah, 10. That's exactly what it was. She walks into a room, the whole place just respect.
Yes.
And I got chills the first time I met her. And so I tried out, and I made it. And the year I was a male practice player was Candace Parker's freshman year.
Okay.
So that was a whole lot of fun. The girls, they had a great team that year, too, because they won the national championship the next year.
Yeah.
So I was able to continue to play.
That's pretty cool.
Coach Summit knew my story. She knew my health issues, so she was very kind in making sure I took breaks. I didn't overdo it, but she was amazing, just an amazing human being to be around. I got to see both sides. I got yelled at.
Yeah.
I got the stare a few times.
Yeah.
But I also got the kind and the sweet Coach Summit
Wow.
that a lot of times you don't see. It's off of cameras, and it was an incredible experience.
That is awesome, Steve, man. There's so much more to this story, guys, but I have to take a break here. We have to get ready to move forward, but keeping it real with the real DJ P, my personal podcast, we're going to pick this up, and the reason why is because a big part of this story has to do with Steve's wife, who couldn't make it today because you guys have a 20-month-old.
We do. Yep, he's in bed. Levi.
So, but we will pick this up on my personal podcast on Keeping It Real with the real DJ P. Guys, we'll be right back after these messages.
Commercial Metals Company is still a locally operated company that's serving the people of East Tennessee with convenient hours of operation. Commercial Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing is too big or too small. Still have that old clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Commercial Metals are specialists in commercial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Commercial Metals encourages you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. Member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Commercial Metals Company. Turn that scrap into cash.
Daniel Forrester has been trusted by Anderson County families for nearly 2 decades. Daniel has appeared in Anderson County Chancery, Circuit, Sessions, and Juvenile Court thousands of times over the past decade. A Rule 31 mediator, Daniel has been trusted to mediate hundreds of cases across Anderson County. A community leader, Daniel has worked closely with local officials to make Anderson County a better place. A conservative and dedicated husband and father, Daniel's faith has shaped his character and integrity. On March 5th, vote Daniel Forrester for Anderson County Chancellor.
Make this spring all about enjoying the experience. When you ride on your new Ferris commercial mower featuring patented suspension technology, you'll have more than freshly manicured grass. You'll experience productivity and comfort like never before. And because you won't be slowing down for those rough spots, you'll mow more lawn in less time. Ferris. Experience suspension.
SL Bowman & Sons, 524 North Front Street in Rockwood.
Chancellor Jamie Brooks has been practicing law in Anderson County for over 30 years. He knows our community, our people, and our values. He's a conservative with the experience and temperament you want in a judge. He listens courteously, considers thoughtfully, and upholds the law. That is why Governor Bill Lee appointed him to the bench. The Republican primary is March 5th. Let's keep Jamie Brooks as our Republican Chancellor in Anderson County.
Dad always worked hard, and even though he could never tell me exactly what he did at the lab, I knew he was doing it for us. He was always there for me, for all of us. But now it's my turn to keep him safe. It's good to know there's help.
To find out how to get all the benefits you or your loved one has earned with their medical benefits card, call the home option and see how we can help.
Man, what a story. We'll pick that up. It's a great story, and I can't wait to meet the wife with Steve Winfrey. But the great thing was, what we got out of it was he did play ball in high school. He did play AAU ball, and that AAU ball really helped him get to, notice, and he wound up getting signed with Maryville College. So things didn't work out with his health, and he wound up still trying out for the Lady Vols men's practice team and still being able. So dreams are never over unless you just fall asleep on them and never wake up from them. So make sure you keep your dreams intact. Coach Rock, welcome to the show.
What's going on, Coach? Appreciate you having me back on here.
Yeah, absolutely, and of course we're on the time schedule here, and we got somebody very special in the building right now. His name is Vashawn Knowles.
That's a ball player right there.
His name is Vashawn Knowles, and right now Vashawn is on the bench. How you doing, Vashawn?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Congratulations. Did you just sign?
Yeah, I signed earlier today at 4 o'clock.
At 4 o'clock. And who'd you sign with?
I signed with ETSU.
Look at that. Committed Player of the Week right here, right now, Vashawn Knowles. Thank you so much for joining the show.
Yes,
so,
sir.
Vashawn, tell me what it was like playing your senior year at Oak Ridge High School.
It was great. I mean, we got a whole new coaching staff, and I got to play with a lot of my teammates that I played with since middle school, Little League. Just having that environment, that chemistry with them really just allowed us to do great things, which I know it ended prematurely, but I think that we could have made it farther if we just did our thing a little bit more.
Well, it is a team sport, man, but I tell you one thing about it: if there was somebody that was going to make a play on defense that you was looking for, it was zero.
Man.
It was number 0. Vashawn, you was a heck of an athlete out there. Everybody enjoyed you. I don't care what team was watching. Everybody was expecting 0 to make a play. So how hard did you work, man? Was it the weight room? Is it the love of the game? What was it? What was your passion? How did you just go out there? Because if you didn't make the tackle, you was right there beside the tackle. Like, what drives you to play football?
Like every aspect of the game, honestly, like the love of the game, that's really that's huge for me, and my work ethic. I feel like nobody can outwork me, and whenever I get up to ETSU, I'm gonna show them that, prove to them that, and just what drove me is just like I feel like I've been underrated like my whole entire career, and I just want to prove them wrong, but also just prove myself right.
Absolutely.
Going into ETSU, what did they got you playing, and also what was it about Coach Lamb and ETSU to make you want to go commit to ETSU?
So Coach Lamb, he's an upfront guy. Like he's not gonna sugarcoat anything. I really like that about him. Coach Graham, he recruited me to get up there.
Graham.
Talk to him, great guy. He has big plans for me, and there right now they looking at me at tight end, and I know I've been a defensive playmaker in high school, but I feel like I can take my talents to the offensive side of the ball and really perform. But they also said I can maybe get some reps at defense a little bit, and just depends on where they want me at. I'm ready to play no matter what.
Oh, well, that's amazing. So a defensive guru being recruited to play a little bit of tight end on offense.
I mean, he was tough both ways all season. Like when I watched him, when we played against him and then seeing them throughout the season, I mean, I could see why they can see playing both.
Yeah, and I know Coach Jay Graham helped Clinton towards the end of their season there, so he had no choice but to see that dominant number 0 for Oak Ridge Wildcats.
Yeah, it was tough.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Vashawn, thank you very much for coming in to Exigent Sports. My guy, you are a blessed young man. I look forward to visiting you at ETSU and Jay Graham,
Sir.
watching you and just pushing forward. I'm going to share your posts, everything that you have going on. I'm going to be a big fan of yours and make sure that it's Exigent, that everyone knows who you are. So what are your final words before we get off here?
Just thank you for bringing me up here, and I just thank Coach Graham, Coach Lamb, all of them for giving me the opportunity to push my talents onto the collegiate level and just everything. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely, Vashawn. Thank you so much, man. Hey, Vashawn Knowles is the man. Thank you so much. At any time, my man, if you need anything, make sure you contact me. And I do anything that's within my power. But you out there with great people, especially Jay Graham and those guys out there. So you have great mentors to follow behind there. So make sure you just stay focused, keep your grades up, and head forward, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, Coach Rod.
What's going on?
It's my favorite part of the show.
What you got?
What's my favorite part of the show?
The word of the day.
Word of the day.
Thank you, T.I., boy.
Word of the day. So, this week's word of the day is prognosticate. Prognosticate is a verb. To prognosticate is to predict or foreshadow something. Coaches use X, used to be Instagram, to procrastinate what the athlete of the future can do for their team. Prognosticate.
I ain't even gonna try to pronounce
it. Go ahead
it.
and try it one more time. Prognosticate.
But you're supposed to be on Twitter, not Instagram. I'm gonna correct you.
X. X is Twitter. Yeah, thank you for correcting me. Did I say Instagram?
Yeah,
because ain't no coaches on IG looking for nobody. It's definitely Twitter.
They might look at IG and see what you talking about. But yeah, they ain't looking for no kids on there.
Say it for me.
So I forgot it that quick.
Prognosticate. Yeah, we'll get it right. We'll get it right. We'll get it right. But speaking of those highlights that those coaches are looking for, top 5 highlights of the week. Number 5, Ricky Jet. This has to be the most exciting. He's a kickoff returner right here, but this got to be one of the most exciting backs, kickoff return, whatever
he do a lot of things.
He does a lot of things, man. That's my guy, Ricky. Here goes another kickoff. I mean, just when he gets the ball, you just never know what's going to happen. He don't like being tackled. He don't like being hit. Oh! Man, he about made dude fall. That's my buddy, man. One of my favorites, Ricky Jet. What do you have here? Oh, he's coming out the backfield here. Right up to 5. Bye. Nice play. Look like a wishbone set that came out of.
It'd be so crazy to see grass.
Number 4. Ooh, this is Bunch. That's Jaden Bunch from Cofield. That is a bad boy. That boy know how to run that ball.
What grade he in?
I don't know I think he's a junior. I think he's a junior. I'm not for sure. I'm going to double check on that. He might be a senior. Is he a junior or senior? Sophomore.
You way off, huh?
I'm way off. He that good. That's how good he is. Sophomore. Bunch, Cofield. Man, he is exciting to watch, too. And not only is he fast, the boy is strong. Man, the boy's as strong as a lineman. Look at this. This is Versalva Springs right here. Man, the rivalry, man.
Next 2 years, that's going to be fun to watch.
It's going to be fun to watch for the next few years with Bunch and Burgess and... Man, I'm super excited. Look at this. Look at that.
He run hard.
Yes, he runs hard. I'm telling you, he's as strong as a lineman, quick as a rabbit. Number 3. Oh, Daniel Jackson. And this is not football. This is football, better known as soccer. Daniel Jackson is a bad man. They just got back from... He plays with, they always say get on a good traveling team, right? He plays for FC Alliance, and they went to the top tier where there's over 300 coaches, right? They just got back from Florida yesterday, and it is awesome that we see Daniel Jackson, a soccer player, make it to on the top 5 highlights. So shout out to my man Daniel Jackson. He is awesome. And as far as look at that. Look at that. He's a bad boy.
What school you go to?
He's at Oak Ridge High School.
Okay.
Oak Ridge High School, sophomore. And so he has, plenty to go.
Yeah, he do.
But we got at number 2. This is Carson. Carson Nivens. And this guy's look at this. He's a bully. When you talking about bully ball, you talking about Carson Nivens from Oliver Springs, Tennessee. It doesn't matter. Look where he is right here on this play. It doesn't matter. He's going to find the ball. He's a lineman, but you're not getting away from Carson Nivens. No. You're not getting away from him. Once he gets a hold of you, it's bully ball time. Check him out where he is right here. Look at this placement.
A lot of them kids from Springs come back too, don't they? Majority of them don't they?
A lot of them come back. I think they had 1 or 2 seniors. They had 1, maybe 3, but I know 1 or 2 of them played, and they was all on the line.
Our Spring ain't got to be on Rival Thursday. It should be anyway.
It should be on Rivalry Thursday. Yeah. We need to press for that.
Yeah, for sure.
That needs to be something looked at Rivalry Thursday because it's definitely worth a Rivalry Thursday game. That's for sure. Look
and
at
they're
that.
going to play twice, more than likely.
Number 1. This is the Lady Rams, AZ, Azaria Lee.
But that girl's so cold.
Oh, she's so cold. She's so cold. She makes the pass in.
I watched her play a lot in the summer. No AAU.
It will be? Look at that. We just got word in that Oliver Springs Cofield will be on Rivalry Thursday this year.
Speaking to existence.
Hey. This is AZ. And she is the point guard. This is the daughter of Joffrey Lee, one of probably the baddest basketball players to come through Oak Ridge. Mm-hmm. And she is really excelling. I've been seeing her play.
She's 7th grade or 8th grade?
Hold on, what grade Bucket in? 7th grade. 7th grade.
That's not
7th grade. 7th grade. Yeah, so she has 1 more year as a Lady Ram before.
The Mitchell girl do too, right?
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah, that pretty much the whole squad. And then the Bradley girl is only in 6th grade. And she's tough as well, but this is
how far
AZ.
they in the she probably about what district tournament now, right? For middle school?
They just got beat by Alcoa, if I'm not mistaken.
Alcoa got some good girls.
Yeah, they just got beat by Alcoa, and they put them out. But they went very far. Yeah, they went very far, very far. Shout out to the top 5. And if you want to have your child display right here, any sport, any age, you can make top 5 highlights just by sending me a few of your little reels, all right? Make sure it's approximately a minute long, little up, little down. That's fine, no big deal. Right. So little up, little down. But send me your top 5 plays, and you, too, may be able to be displayed here right on Exigent Sports. Coach Rock.
What's going on?
Man, look, 7 versus 7 is the move.
Man, getting excited out there, don't it?
7 versus 7 is hot.
I'm still mad.
Oh, you just lost? You got a team?
You was there?
Oh, yeah, that's right. My son playing your team.
How we lost was so crazy, man.
Yeah, it was.
But, you learn. I'm glad we learned it, now. Get it out of the way so, when we go to the big tournament.
Yeah.
Be a little bit more prepared.
I always wanted to do a segment on here called Some Refs Be Like.
Man.
I can't get if you're a referee and you don't mind just giving your opinion to take up for your former referee, for your fellow refs, right? And kind of give us an idea on.
But you gotta get real refs though, bro.
You can't pick them up from the street.
Man, you can't get them from Foot Locker. They got don't mean they can ref. You know what I mean? They can't have the Foot Locker shirt and come on out there, bro. 'Cause they were tripping.
So time out. You mean to tell me they went to Foot Locker instead of getting some real referees? This was one of the best 7 versus 7 tournaments you could have around the area. This one was.
You was there, my man. You see what we was out there working with. Man,
it's hard to get referees now.
It was.
And you know why it's hard to get referees.
And I appreciate Darrell and them for putting it on, because they did bring some teams from out of state down here.
Okay.
But it was a good experience. And he did ask for help looking for refs, so I knew it was a shortage.
So this was Darrell Middleton?
Yeah.
Former Oak Ridge High School,
yeah.
UT. player. Okay,
Him and DJ Campbell, they do the K-Town Ducks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I got a few pictures of them, and I'll make sure, Darrell, if you're watching this, as soon as I get those uploaded, I will send them to you.
It's going to be a minute. We still waiting on our video.
They still waiting on the video. They are. But as soon as I get those uploaded, I'll send them to you on Facebook. And my guys out there with Coach Rock, team up, guys. I promise you. I promise it wouldn't be any later. See, I work several jobs, man. I work several jobs. So, but I promised them that I'll make sure I get those videos out to them no later than tomorrow evening. So I promise you guys on that. But before we talk a little bit more about 7vs7, which I think is very important, I want to show our Bolo Player of the Week.
Okay.
Our Bolo Player of the Week is Lily Wright. Lily Wright is she's an outstanding basketball player, and look at that, look at those graphics right there, those graphics. And if we have any highlights of Lily, I want to play those while I talk her up here. Check her out here.
She's aggressive.
Oh, yeah. 5'11", and can shoot the ball like Steph Curry. Ooh, you see that move? Footwork like Hakeem Olajuwon.
Oh, yeah.
Both sides of the court, and she's awesome, but in the offense, she's a terror. And I'm just going to read a little bit of it. In 2023, she was the TMSAA. She went and played in the TMSAA state championship. In the state semifinals, she had 26 points, 18 rebounds, 3 assists. In the state championship, she had 25 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. 2023, she was played in the AAU World Championship, also AAU State Championship, also U.S. Games Championship with Team Tennessee. Like I said, she's 5'11", but a big-time shooter. She has, she has the moves like Hakeem Olajuwon, and she also can put it in there like Steph Curry.
She's definitely a bucket.
I think she's only in 8th grade, right? But she's already been offered by EKU. Recently just had a visit to Maryland. But right now, she's not even playing. She's that good. She's not even playing. What she's done is she's reclassified for an extra year of preparation for the collegiate level. Okay. And so she's taking this year off. But, of course, AAU is still wide open for her. And, there you go, junior all-star.
So when you say she reclasses into the 8th grade?
She's in the 8th grade now.
She's going to reclass and stay 8th grade?
So she reclassed to stay 8th grade now. Okay. So, and that's just for preparation for the collegiate level. So we're very familiar with that. But let's talk about that a little bit. A lot of people frown down on reclassification. What is your thoughts on reclassifying?
I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it personally. If your kid got a late birthday and they're going to graduate early, I would do it.
A lot of colleges love it.
Huh?
A lot of colleges love it.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of times the schools will tell you to reclass.
Because they want you more mature. Yeah. Your body more mature and your brain.
And then they might not have enough scholarships in this class, but they still want you. We're going to reclass, put you in the next class. Yeah. Because they can always class you back up. Like Juju, he's supposed to be in the 2026, but he reclassed. The next year going to be his last year.
You talking about Parlay, who Parlay coach?
Yeah, he played
best in the nation right now. And speaking of Parlay, I have a graphic that you might want to see right here. Let's see if we can pull up this graphic real quick here. You might want to see. You're on Parlay on the bottom, me right above him to the left, and you're in the top middle right there. Look at that.
Man.
Look at that. That's history for you right there.
8th grade.
That was 8th grade dance at Clinton Middle School. 8th grade dance at Clinton Middle School. How about that? So let's just talk a little bit more about 7vs7, Coach. And I want to just go through a list of District 3 girls, all district, and as well as boys. So how important is 7vs7 for you, Coach?
It's very important, especially for the guys who, this football guys. I mean, starting to see more and more kids not playing multiple sports. They're starting to just focus more on their craft and just trying to just dig in, especially football guys now. because everybody on my team can hoop, but they decide not to hoop. You know what I mean? So, but it's very important, especially with your quarterback, just getting reps, learning coverages, and just staying ready, staying sharp. You know, keep your tools sharpened. You know what I mean? So.
I saw Steve Winfrey. I never played one game of high school ball, and I didn't even make the team. But I always played AAU basketball. AAU basketball got me looked at and a call. I remember coming home from school and checking the voice. You remember you push that button and hear the voicemail? I got a voicemail from the coach at Walter State saying, Mr. Pendergrass, we seen you play with D. Royal at that PAL tournament, and we want to, invite you to a tryout. And I went to Walter State, tried out from AAU, never played a high school, and I made the team the first day I went. But I didn't play high school. Anyway, I made the team. They just didn't have a scholarship for me, right? My body wasn't in shape, right? A little shorter, but I'm jumping with the rest of them. And I was a little intimidated because everybody was dunking, right? So I made sure I had to get up, right? And I just finger roll right over there. I make sure I got it right over there.
No, you only dunk you got was in Willow Run, man. For that little short nose.
I probably dunked on you, though.
Yeah, everybody got everybody on that goal. Let's be real. Everybody.
I tried anybody back in the day. It wasn't until Steph Curry that people didn't care about dunking.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, that's all they want to do.
Yeah, that's all they want to do.
You go fast break now, they're going straight to the corner.
Exactly. Pull up. Pull up. Man, I remember when I started coaching and that started happening, man, I was losing my mind. Like, you got a whole fast break, you gonna pull up for a three, you don't take it in, man. But that's all right. That's where we are now.
If you gonna shoot, you better be a shooter.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say nothing if you hit, but if you miss, come on.
Waylon Burgess, Ethan Jones,
Tajon,
yeah, those
Corey
guys.
Poteet, them boys are shooters.
Pull up, no doubt. Yeah, T. He was a super athlete, but you know where he was going.
Yeah, we had a bunch of them.
T was going straight. He wasn't pulling up on no fast break.
Nah.
He was going.
Yeah, he booming. He pulling up for three because we down by three.
Yeah.
That was it, yeah.
Situational moments. Situational moments,
He get that rack.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Because he also knew if he got done, we're going to go on a 20-0 run immediately.
Exactly.
Immediately, you know what I mean? So.
Exactly. So let's talk about our district, man.
All right.
POY. McKinley West from Cofield. First team, Addison Shannon from Sunbright. Chloe Lackey from Oliver Springs. From Oliver Springs. Eddie Ann Williams from Wartburg. Kendall Osborne from Jellicoe. Myra Hood from Wartburg. Second team all district. McKenna Smith from Sunbright. Braylon Melton from Wartburg. Layla Alcorn from Oliver Springs. Cassidy Young from Sunbright. Sunbright stays in the building. I love it.
One of them like young though. Like,
one of them's in 8th grade.
You know what I'm saying? Did she make out this? Did she make one of them?
I had to go back over that list because we cover so many. I had to go back over the list. I don't want to misinterpret somebody. But Savannah Leif, Jellicoe, second team. Honorable mention, Kaylee Leffert from Wartburg. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I had Kaylee Leffert when you was on the show as one of my Bolo players of the week.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Bailey Barger, Oliver Springs. Makai McCullough from Jellicoe, or Macy, sorry, I said Makai. Macy McCullough from Jellicoe. AJ Orms from Cofield. Chloe Isham from Cofield. Addie Rogers from Sunbright. Madison Shadden from Wartburg. Bella Thornton from Oliver Springs. Haley Wilson from Cofield. And our COY was Tyler Langley from Sunbright. That's the coach of the year. And the player of the year we talked about was McKinley West. And on to the boys. Player of the year, and 3A, obviously, is Carson Bolton from Jellicoe. Bad man. First team, all district, Isaac Manili from Jellicoe. Shout out to Isaac. Garrett Rogers from Sunbright. Waylon Burgess, that's my boy from Cofield. Ethan Jones, that's my boy from Cofield, as well as Javen Barger from Ethan Jones, Oliver Springs,
Yeah, I
and
was
Javen Barger from Oliver Springs. Sorry, I got ahead of myself.
They three boys though, but
yeah, those are my
wrong.
guys,
Yeah.
man. I just love them all. So they're Tennessee Jays, if you ask me. Those are my guys. Second team, John Zucchini from Jellicoe, Noah Bunce, Zachary Hamby, Drew Good, Landon Quinney from Wartburg. Honorable mention, Levi Heidel, Matt Denton, Ben Carson, Lawson Swint, Ian Robinson, Dakota Atkins, and Jackson Jett also. And then the coach of the year is Mike Reynolds from Jellicoe, and that's no doubt about that. That's pretty straight. So those a lot of these people we've had in here, we talked about, been Bolo Player of the Week, and obviously this is why we're talking about them, because it's exigent. It is pressing, it's demanding, it's axiomatic, which means that there's no doubt about it.
Right.
That these are the guys, these are the ones. So, guys, we appreciate it. This is Exigent Sports. You got Coach Rock, Coach DJ. We always will keep it star-studded. Thank you for joining. Make sure you share, and until next Thursday, have a blessed evening.